Monkey mouth. Monkey mouth. Monkey mouth.
I'll say something about like my family or something like that, or call my brother this or my sister that, and then they're mad at me, or like, or even just talk shit about, I don't know.
Just live your best life, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Fuck it.
I'm a comedian. I have to talk shit. And,
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, just enjoy yourself to the best of your ability.
have you ever gotten in trouble for saying shit on a podcast? Not in trouble, but I mean, is like be like, hey, I heard what you said. You talk shit about my business. I'm gonna spank you.
I don't think anyone's ever said that.
No one spanked you?
No one's ever said that anywhere.
No one's
You've
ever...
never been spanked?
Well, I mean, I've gotten my ass whooped by, like, my parents as a child, but, like, I've definitely never caught any friction from anybody out there in the world because I said something about them on a podcast. No, that hasn't happened.
Okay.
No. And if I did, I
All
wouldn't
publicity
necessarily
is
probably
good
give a fuck
publicity,
because
yeah.
I speak my truth, bro. Like, I don't live in the world of, like, I have lies or anything like that. Like, I say exactly what's on
I
my
want
mind.
your drug
when it's on
dealer's
my
name right now.
Fucking, I'm not gonna lie about that, but I'm also not gonna speak about that right now on the podcast. Yeah, of course.
Take me to your dealer.
You're just not very fucking funny, bro. I thought you were a comedian.
Dude,
that's why I'm doing production on the back end, bro. He's found his niche where he doesn't have to be that funny. What about you? What's the most you've ever taken?
I don't know. I know that.
I didn't know you fucked around with DMT shit, man.
Well, I took enough acid that I stayed up all night, and I remember I couldn't sleep. I had just had my kid, and I had done like one of the episodes of the High Tonight Show at
I take acid every Halloween.
in LA. Would you shut the fuck up? What was I saying?
In LA, the big theater.
Yeah. I stayed up all night, and I was listening to fucking...
At home alone?
I was with my family. I was with my son and his mom, and I remember we drove to... Like, I couldn't sleep all night. No, I mean, well, how much did I take? It was quite a bit. But I did so much that I stayed up all night. We ended up driving to the beach the next day, and I couldn't calm down unless we drive to the beach, and I was listening to, like, Kendrick Lamar, We Gonna Be Alright. And it was at the Venice Beach. It was a beautiful day. Man, I remember...
LSD on vacation.
Well, I lived there, though. I was in LA. I was already there. I'd been staying there. That's where we had our kids. So I was staying there. Well, yeah, I mean, it was fucking gorgeous. I don't know how much that was, though, but it was enough that, like, acid always keeps me up like that. I can't sleep on acid. Mushrooms, I can sleep. But, I mean, the most I've done on mushrooms is about an eighth. That's like a hero's dose.
Is it really?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. How much... that's about standard, right?
I don't know, man.
Mushrooms are their own conversation.
Well, I hate to say, but I think that my circuit for, like, getting high on mushrooms is broken. I can get high on them, but it's never anything that compares to the type of psychedelic experiences that I've had on DMT and LSD. Like, it's just always so mild that it doesn't really scratch the itch for me. And last time I did mushrooms, I ate 8 grams. And
that's a fucking lot.
You were chill as fuck?
God
yeah, it was nowhere near.
When was the last time you had taken it? Before that?
Probably a year or two.
In what form? Like what? Like just
so
the whole
I
thing?
made it as tea.
Okay.
And then I ate the pulp afterwards. I parachuted the pulp. Wow. And my friends both took like 2 grams or 3 grams. We wound up getting a half ounce. I ate 8 grams, and they ate the rest. And so they both comparatively didn't even take as much as I did combined. Yeah. And they were both relatively pleased with their psychedelic experience. And I was not. Like, it never even once got me to the point where I felt like it was jerking me around. Like, it was never like...
Did it upset your stomach at all? The
No.
The teas won't do it if you eat it raw like that.
And also, like, I was trying hard. I took it with lemon, grapefruit, and black pepper extract.
The lemon helps a lot.
It's the citrus. And that's why I did grapefruit, because grapefruit actually has a higher citrus content than lemon. I just did the lemon for flavor, and I did the grapefruit for...
I was going to say, I've done lemon juice before, like having shrooms and lemon juice, and it made them hit twice as strong for half as long.
So I did it all. I did the
juice.
black pepper extract, I did lemons in the tea, and then I drank grapefruit juice afterwards, and on 8 grams. And these were mushrooms that were evidently just fine. You know, like the people who took them next to me were all very satisfied, and it was just like wham for me. But I've also
it did make fun time. Yeah.
I've also done like some really, really, really heroic doses. Like me and my cousin Jeremiah ordered $200 worth of hash, $200 worth of LSD showed up, and we just did it all.
How long and what time?
What did it
frame?
look like?
They were candies. We only got 20 hits, so we did 10 hits each in an evening.
Oh
Shit.
wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
So that'll do it.
Yeah,
But,
I definitely had to talk with God that evening.
What do you remember?
I remember a lot. I could tell you the whole story.
Real
But I've
quick,
also meditated on it a
just
bunch.
so we can stop
It's like a
the
very
conversation about
important
shrooms. Before just one thing about shrooms real quick is I always thought shrooms were weak sauce. I always assumed that. And I did a bunch of acid, but the first time I actually ever tripped, I technically did some shrooms one time. And I was high for like 6 hours. My buddy eyeballed like maybe 2 grams.
Sure.
And maybe high for like 6 hours, and I was in high school. I thought it was a waste of money, basically, because I would have rather had weed last me longer. But then, so yeah, I do a bunch of acid. Years go by. My buddy and I each do 3 grams of some shit, and I had already done acid and tripped really hard at this point. And 3 grams of shrooms.
Added to that?
No. I was sober. But I
okay.
I had a lot of experience with LSD prior.
Yeah, he was saying he'd already had big, robust...
Well,
I've
the
had
same
really
night?
intense trips. No, but so I hadn't had shrooms in a really, really long time, and I was sober, and I took 3 grams of shrooms of whatever he had, and I tripped so fucking hard off those shrooms, and it was one of the hardest, probably the hardest I've ever tripped. And
Damn, I want that.
and just from being like a virgin to shrooms, and I had an ego death straight up, and like it was
On 3
a
grams of
very
mushrooms?
inappropriate time to take shrooms because it was like a work night for my friend, and we were in his bedroom, and his roommate having to go to
Or
sleep
just
and stuff.
variables at play.
There was a
that
lot of
you don't
things
want to be
like-
considerate of when you're tripping.
Yeah, and so I ended up just like rolling around on the floor, freaking out in my friend's dark room, and like I had like
What
a
a
full blown
blast.
ego death, and just like and basically to put it in small words, forgetting who you are completely and slowly remembering,
Mhm.
and then just like being amazed by it all too,
Yeah.
like just.
No, but I want to hear
it
about
was-
his conversation with God.
But anyway, sorry, but that's all I pretty much had to say is I took like a rather what you would consider a small dose by having like no experience relatively after taking acid for a long time, and like
Well, see, this gives me hope because I thought
Mhm.
that the primary cause behind me being unable to really get there on mushrooms was because I'd had big, robust psychedelic experiences on other drugs. So
Mhm.
it isn't something that's mutually exclusive. I can do both. So I just need to find the right mushrooms.
Monkey mouth, monkey mouth.